wrapped in that other line, and that it unhooked itself when we wrapped in that line. Oh, you got it, didn't you? No way. That's a workout, isn't it? Hey folks, James Downs with Downsfamilybullies. Look at here, the fish ain't biting. I've been out probably 4 times since the last video I made and I ain't done nothing but get my hook wet. Ain't happening. It's hot. Today, September the 20 something, whatever it is. Temperature today is 101 degrees in the state of Mississippi. Unheard of in this time of year. The creeks are drying up. Rivers are knee deep. So what we did was, in the midst of all my complaining about the fish not biting, my better half booked a trip down to the Gulf, Long Beach, Mississippi, and rented a charter boat. We went red fishing. Had a good time. We got on there, probably took about 4.5 hours, and got down there early in the morning. We got up about, I guess we headed down there about 4 o'clock, and then we headed out for daylight. Spent the night at the local hotel down there in Gulfport. Y'all sit up. You look like you're slouching. There you go. Sit up some. Dang, Mama ain't teach you how to sit right. But went up there, or down there, hit the old alarm clock about 4:30. Got down there to the water about 6. We headed out. It was still dark. Easing out of the bay there, and we took a couple shots on the way out. Got to see the sunrise coming out over the Gulf. Man, it was nice. It was pretty. It was peaceful, calm. It was us and about 4 other boats out there, easing out that time of morning at the same time, and just chug-a-lugging out, watching the sun come up. Man, that's pretty doggone neat. We don't get to see much of that here in the Delta. But sat out there and went red fishing for the first time in my entire life. I guess the biggest catfish I've ever caught was a 42-pound flathead, and caught him out of the Yazoo River. But this wasn't like no catfish I had ever caught. Man, that reel goes to buzzing and screaming. All of a sudden, the fish is just wide open and pulls like a mule. It was a very exhilarating experience for a boy from the Mississippi Delta. I highly recommend it. She booked that boat through the there's a charter boat down there called Daily Charters. Great guy, Captain Chris. Very informative fella. It didn't matter what I was like, because I'm one of them inquisitive types. I want to know everything. I was asking 100 questions and he had about 99 answers anyway. But y'all need to go check him out. If you ever get a wild hair and want to catch some sure enough strong crazy fish, go down there and get some of them redfish. They are a blast to fish on. We was fishing with what was that? We had croakers. That's what it was. Little old fish. Ain't much bigger than brim. But we was fishing with live bait, and he's chunking them croakers out there. and there was probably about 4 of the boats in the vicinity of where we was at. I guess we was all spread out about a football field apart. That way everybody's kind of spread out, but the fish are kind of congregating into one area. And a lot of communication between the guys back and forth on what was biting, where it was biting. So, you know, he had dialed in pretty good on where to go and what to fish with. And it's just a very knowledgeable fella. But we'll definitely be going. Dang, that little creek back there is just plumb dry. I used to go brim fishing back there, man. There ain't even enough water in there for a minute right now. But we're gonna go back again later on, and later on in the year, see if we can catch a little something else. We caught a sea bass, and like I said, we caught a couple of them redfish and a few other things, and we caught the croakers on the way back in. What it does is you fish for the live bait for the next day's, you know, outing. It's pretty neat. We caught about 20-25 of them things right there in the bay, and they was a lot of fun. Wife had a good time reeling them in. She was reeling them in quicker than we could all bait her hook up. She was just snatching them in, having a blast. But anyway, here it is. And like I said, daily charters out of Long Beach, Mississippi. Y'all need to go check them out if you get a chance. It's definitely worth the trip. Heading out through the bay, we had a chance to see a guy kayaking, a seagull sitting on top of a post, and then the slowly sunrise coming over the top of the water. Now once we got out in the bay a little bit and got in that open water, he poured the cold to it and we was skimming on across there. But I was looking at Miss Melissa there. I could tell she was having fun. She was a little worried about them 2-foot waves coming in, whopping over the top of that boat and slinging that salt water in her face. She was having fun. Now once we got about 1.5 miles out there, we started getting the poles ready. Captain started chunking them croakers out. We was running 3 poles out the back. We was there for about a minute and fish on, baby. Reel started screaming, jerking, pulling, but there he was. I finally hauled in the first redfish of the day. I was surprised as to how big that big old thing was. Back on.
Turn and swim.
Yeah, he ran straight in.
I had a poor guy the other day, he kept stop reeling every time it happened. He goes, oh, I lost him. I'm like, no, he's reeling. You're going to have to get ready to go back there now. Go back with him. What's the line on the boat? Don't pull back. Don't pull back. He goes under the boat like that, you got to control him. Thought that was going to be a loser. Lord. They could fight a little for us, I'd sure like to be catching them released. You know where he was heading for? The prop. Yeah.
Now right as you get off the boat, they got a little station right there where they'll fillet your fish and bag them up for you. You just chunk them in your cooler and head on home. Well, that's about it. That's the video. Us down there in the Gulf of Mexico fishing for redfish. But like I said, if y'all get a chance, y'all need to go check it out. It's a lot of fun. And I'm finna go check on these dogs real quick. It's lunchtime. I ain't got time to fish today. Figured I'd holler at y'all and tell you about the fishing trip. But it's James Downs with Downsfamilybullies, and we'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one.